Hi guys, this is again a very quick video without any editing, and it is regarding the person who want to opt for the composition scheme, and it is a very important question. So someone asked me, suppose I supplies the two type of goods. One is taxable or taxable at the rate of 5%, 12%, 80%, and one good is completely exempt, nil rated. Then whether we can apply for the composition scheme, they have the query, and which is very genuine. So this query is asking, the person is asking this query because of the one of the condition which is mentioned under section number 10 subsection 2 clause number B, and that condition says that the person who want to opt for the composition scheme cannot opt for the composition scheme if he is not engaged in making any supply of goods or services which are not leviable to tax under this act. So a person who want to avail for the scheme can only be avail this scheme if he is not engaged in making any supply of goods which is not leviable to tax under this act. So suppose if a person who is making or who is engaged in making any supply which is not leviable to tax under this act, then he will not be able to opt for the scheme. So this is a question that whether those kind of goods which is exempted or nil rated will be included in the definition of not leviable to tax. So this is the question. So before to answer this question, we have to check out the definition of not leviable to tax. What exactly the not leviable to tax? So the definition under section 2 subsection 78, which is regarding the non-taxable supply. So non-taxable supply definition says that non-taxable supply means those supplies which is not leviable to tax. So not leviable to tax means non-taxable supplies. And if you check out the definition of exempted goods or services, if you check out what exactly is the exempted goods or service, then it is defined under section 2 subsection 47, which says the exempted supply means nil rated plus wholly exempted in the section 11 or the non-taxable supply. So there are three components of exempted goods or services. First one is that those one who is completely whose tax rate is nil, and second one is that who is wholly exempt under GST, and third one is that which is not taxable supply. So therefore exempted supply means the three different things, and three things is different. Nil rated supply is different thing, wholly exempt goods or services is very different thing, and non-taxable supply is different thing. So therefore non-taxable supply which is not leviable to tax, which is written here in section 10 subsection 2 clause number B. So therefore non-taxable supply means those supply which is not leviable to tax, and not leviable to tax doesn't means those goods which is nil rated or completely exempt. So therefore not leviable to tax is different from nil rated or exempted goods. So therefore we have to check out the definition of not leviable to tax. Not leviable to tax are those in which there is no GST under this act. So what are the goods which are not leviable to tax? Goods which are not leviable to tax is like the liquor or the petrol. Liquor is outside the scope of GST, in which in case of a liquor there may be other taxes, but there will be no GST. And section the definition, the levy of the section, which is section number 9, clearly says that there will be levy a GST except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. So therefore in case of a liquor you cannot charge the GST. So therefore the liquor is the goods which is not leviable to tax under this act. So therefore not leviable to tax is different from those which are exempted or nil rated. So the query of the person that if we are supplying the goods which is taxable, plus we are supplying also goods which is which are exempted or nil rated, so therefore that person can opt for the scheme. There is no bar to opt for the scheme. But one more question. In section 10 subsection 1 it is written the person who want to opt for the scheme have to pay tax at the rate of 0.5%, 1% or 2.5%, or effective 1%, 2% or 5% of the turnover in a state. So what is the meaning of turnover in a state? So turnover in a state is defined under section 2 subsection 112, and turnover in a states include the exempted supplies. So turnover in a state include the exempted supply. So it means that you have to add up also the exempted supply for calculating the turnover in a state. So it means that you have to pay tax under composition scheme also in case of exempted supply. So your goods are nil rated and you have to pay tax under the composition scheme also for those nil rated or exempted supplies. This can be happen because the turnover in a states also include the exempted goods. So it means that you have to pay tax under the composition scheme of goods which are exempted under GST, which is nil rated or wholly exempted under GST. So is this can be happen? Is this the true intention of the meaning of the aggregate turnover in a state? So according to the definition, the turnover in a state also include the exempted supply. So therefore those goods which are nil rated has to be paid tax by those person who want to avail benefit of composition scheme. So I think this is a clerical mistake. I think this is a drafting mistake which the government will come up with certain kind of modification, amendment, or by way of a notification. This can be happen that this kind of a mistake will be rectified in the future. And also there is no need. I think you should not pay tax in case the goods are exempted or nil rated, because this cannot be happen that your goods are nil rated, zero rated, and you have to pay the tax if you are availing the composition scheme. I think this cannot be happen. So as far as my view, you should not charge, you should not pay tax to the government in respect of goods which is exempted or nil rated. You can pay the tax on only those goods which are taxable. So if you are supplying both taxable as well as nil rated or exempted supply, then you can opt for the scheme, but you should pay the tax in respect of only the taxable supplies. You should not pay the tax under the composition scheme of those goods in which there is nil rated or which is exempted under section 11. This is the provision which is relating to the composition scheme. So what are the example of the person which will be get out of this scheme if they are supplying both the taxable goods plus not leviable to tax? So suppose in case of a restaurant, we know that the restaurant owner can avail the scheme because in case of a service you cannot avail the scheme except the restaurant services. So if the restaurant services is also licensed to sell the beer, to sell the wine, to sell the liquor, so in that case, because that person is a that person can opt for the scheme, the restaurant owner can opt for the scheme. But suppose if he is also supplying the liquor, so we know that the liquor is outside the scope of GST, liquor is not leviable to tax. So therefore those restaurant owner who is supplying the both restaurant service plus the selling of a beer or wine of liquor, so those person cannot avail the scheme. So that is the example of the person who will be out of the scheme as per section 10 subsection 2 clause number B. So that is the complete meaning of what the law is trying to say as per section 10 subsection 2 clause number B. So we will again come up with such kind of a query which is very important, and there is only also a small issues like the TDS provision, TCS provision, advance receipt in case of a GST. So the small issues which we will deal in, and also a small issue like someone is asking like bill to or bill by, something like that, bill to or bill by kind of stuff. So that is what will be the place of supply. So it is mentioned under section 10 subsection 2 clause, in which the third person is ordering or instructing to deliver the goods to the another person. So supply or place of supply will be calculate accordingly. So we will deal in the separate video. So I'm just hinting you, I'm just telling you that what this channel is and what will be the future content of this channel. Alright guys, so subscribe the channel for more such kind of a informative video so that you can also update yourself with the GST. Also I have created all the query, all the act notification circulars and other stuffs in my Google Drive, and also there is lot of query which I have replied over the period of past 6 months, and I have also uploaded that queries with answer in my Google Drive. So go check out the Google Drive if you want to get the act plus the replies also. Alright guys, subscribe the channel and continue to watch such kind of video in the future. So we will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.